Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Uzmat Ali Khan. I am a student of BBA Part 1 from Sindh University, Pakistan. My roll number is 18. The presentation is for online examinations of first semester. It will be conducted by a supervisor named Ayaz Ali Methlo. Ayaz Ali Methlo is the teacher of our subject is Economies. I have taken three topics up, which are first one, introduction to economics, second, law of demand, law of supply, and third and last is elasticity and tariffs and the price of demand elasticity, price of demand and supply elasticity. I am going to define everything the form of slide and presentations. Let's start without wasting the time. Introductions to economics. What is economics? A social science studies and inflation behavior. Human behavior. Economics is a study of what is constituent relations, human behavior and behavior of the fulfill of need. The economics first read word in Greece. The word economics is Greek word which means economia. Economia means household management. Aristotle, Greek philosopher, so term economy is a science household management. Foundations of economics. So father of economics is Adam Smith in 1723 and 1719. Author of famous book into the nature of cases of the worth of nation. Worth of nation. Smith in 1776. The worth of nation. Adam Smith economics is a science which studies the process of the productions, consumptions and distributions and the exchange of the worth. Foundation of the economics. Rabin. The Rabin is a science which studies human behavior as a relationship between ends to a square means which have alternate use. General economy. Economics is a science of scarcity. Scarcity is a condition in which our wants are greater than our limited resources. Here is the types of the economics. First one is micro and second one is macro. What is microeconomic? Microeconomics means small individual units such as individual. Study of small individual units. The microeconomics studies how to individual parts of the economy make a decision allocated limited resources. Macroeconomics is studies how to individually use limited resources and meet unlimited want. What sequence of their condition, their behavior individually, constitutionally in industries, firms, and household. How individuals' price are set. What determine the price of land, labor, capital, including into the length of the weakness and the market mechanism. Which are the examples of the small units means microeconomics. Personal decisions, marketing and labor marketing and farms, industries, etc. etc. Microeconomic is studies about functionings of the economics as a whole. It examines the economy through a wide lens. Economics study about the total output of nation, the way of the nation allocating the limited resources and the land, labor, capital, the way of maximum production levels, technical products. After observing the society of whole, Adam Smith noted there is an invisible hand tending the sheet of the economics market, source of the keep, and etc. Which means the study of large economy as a whole and the basis of subdivisions. National economic growth, government inflation, unemployment, etc. Factor of economics. Factor of productions. Land, labor, capital, organization. Types of economic system, the market, and second one command, and third mixtures. Market economy is the pure market economy. There is no government involvement in market economic decisions. Market economies, which means are made a market decision, not a government decision. The government lets the market answering the following three basic economical questions: what, how, for how. What consumer decide what should be produced in the market economics through the purchase by maker. Whose product in the left interview to the business. Business must be a comparative in the sense economics is a produce or quality. Product at a lower price, there is a competitor. And how from there is market economics and people's how have a money are able to the buyer in the goods or the services. Well, in the command economy, in the command economy are the government takes economy decisions. In the government takes economy decision answer, there is a basic questions what, how, we, which means command economy makes the most economical decisions. Command means government makes most economical decision, not market. Mixed economy. In the mixed economy, the government and market work together decision, which means with elements of market economics command. The economical problems, unlimited wants, security, secure resources, and the labor-led capital means such as the resources. Opportunity cost. Define what is opportunity cost. The cost opportunity express the terms of the best alternative secures. The cost of anything is term anything things given the scarcity. Satisfaction, which means opportunity next best alternative that must be a give up when your choice made, not alternative, just the next best choice. PPF show the different combinations of goods and services can be produced with a given amount of resources, not idea point of the curve and a point of inside of curve, and suggest resources and not unlimited efficient or a point outside of a curve not attendant with the current level of the resources useful growth economical opportunity cost. Here is the opportunity cost. You can see capital goods and is YM by OY1, and there is X1MN is a consumer and capital goods, and you see production possible friendly capital in the second part in the goods capital and series. Law of demand and supply. Law of demand and supply. Supply and demand are two words to economists use most often. Supply and demand are two forces that market economics work. Demand, law of demand. The law of demand states that other thing equal and quality demanded of a goods falls when the price of the goods rise. Law of demand doubting when you price commodity rise and the other things has constant. Buyer tend to buy less and the commodity. Similarly, when your price is lower, other things being constant, quantity demanded increase. Demand and demand curve. The exist of the definition relationship between the market price of the goods and the quality demanded of the goods. Of other hand, constant. The relationship between price and quantity both is called the demand schedule or a demand curve. Shift of the demand curve. A shift of the demand curve is a demand curve brought about of the change and other than the price of the good. Price of the good. The demand curve cannot shift left is called decrease. Demand curve and shift left side on the decrease, and the demand curve is the right side in the decrease increase. Law of supply. Law of supply enhances other things remaining the same. If a price of goods rise, then quantity supply of the good increase. If the price of good fall, the quantity supplied of the good decrease. The trend is for the quality supplied of the good and the market increasing as the price rise. According to the law of supply, higher price will result in increase in the quantity of goods and seller willing to sell, hold, and all the else constant. Note for supply curve in the consists in the law of supply curve must be upward slope. Supply curve is the graphical representations of a supply. The information its content describe the quantity of the goods that seller will willing to sell at a different price. Note the both of supply curve is supply schedule should describe the same information. Supply schedules the tabular representations of a supply curve. The information of content descriptions, the quality of parties goods, and the sellers willing to sell at different prices, not the same prices. Different slices will sell. Shift and the supply curve, you can see D is a demanded and the S is a supply. The total supply is upward slope. Shift is right to increase and change is a new. D is a equilibrium F1 and price of P1 fall and Q1 in increase, Q1 opposite after the when is S is shift to the left. Equilibrium, the roles of the cycles, supply and demand is equilibrium. Here is a roles price cycles 140, 180, 180 as a price, and here is a 5 to 10 to 50 to 20 is the quantity of the rolls. At equilibrium, the quantity supply equal to the quantity demanded, which means the force of Q is 9 is equilibrium. Equilibrium is a condition that exists the quality of supply and the quantity of demand are equal. Only equilibrium quantity and supply equal to quantity demanded. Elasticity of demand. Generally, in concept of the elasticity, generally concept that can be used a quantity and the response of the one variable when another variable change. And the price of elasticity of demand, which means popular measured, and elasticity is price of demand measure response per consumer or a change in the price of product. The price of elasticity demand are measured how much a quantity demanded of good response a change in price in good. When we talk about elasticity, then response will always measure the percentage of terms, especially the price of elasticity demand percentage change in quantity demanded due to the percentage change in price. Elasticity of the supply. Elasticity of the price of supply is measured how much quantity supply the good responsible to the change of price in the good. Price elasticity supply and the percentage change in the quality resulting from the percentage changing price. The formula change in quantity demand and change in price. The three applications of demand supply and elasticity can good news for us following prepared news for farmer. It is happening the paper farmer when the market of people FD in the University of Economist discover a new Beverly hybrid and the more produce and access varieties. And let's take in total revenue. Total revenue. Why does matter whether the demand is unit elastic, inelastic, analytic, basic and exhaustive feature, and predict how change in the price of the goods and effect on T or the cannot product from a sale of goods in many of our life institutions and circuits of the known as price change effects TR.